What's up? What's up? What's up, man? How you doing?
I breathe you in. You are taking over.
What's up? My name is Catalina, whatever you want to call me. Not really. Today I'm going to be talking about lessons I learned in my career. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you like it. So I'll give you a minute. Just kidding, I'll give you a minute. Alright, so let's get started. Bum 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 bum. Alright, number one thing I was wrong about in terms of my career was that I always thought the grass was greener on the other side. So what does that mean? When I was in retail, I really had a great career in retail, and I really had a lot of good things going for me, but for some reason I thought like a desk job or like a job in an office, I just thought it was so much easier, and I thought like, oh, I could totally do that. It's so much easier, it's more flexible, la da da da. And although there are some pluses to like working in an office, it's still like a lot of work. There's always going to be sucky parts about your job, period. Even when you work for yourself, there's going to be sucky parts of it. And that's just kind of what you have to realize. And the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Sometimes it's just a different shade of green. Number two, one mistake I made was kind of growing an ego. I was lucky enough to have a lot of experiences through Nordstrom, managing different people. I worked in 4 different stores, 12 jobs in my 7 years. So I was filled with experiences, and I just grew this ego, which is natural. And anytime you're like getting promoted and stuff, super natural for you to like your ego to be a little bit more inflated. But what I have learned in my later years, I've learned that you can hold whatever ego you want, but every time you have a new goal, or if you want to switch careers, or if you're just the type of person who wants to keep going, learn, challenge themselves, you're gonna have to like humble yourself real quick, because going into different fields and doing different jobs is really humbling, and you learn that there's a lot you don't know. Just working for different companies and working with different people, working in different industries, I've learned that the more experiences I have, the more almost humble I get, because I know what I don't know. Alright, another mistake that I made, or something I was wrong about, being too comfortable to leave a job, or too scared to leave a job. To find happiness in a job you've done for a long time is really amazing and great, because that means you could really focus on like things outside of your work, like life and family and whatever's important to you. For me, I've learned that I worked for Nordstrom for 7 years, and I really thought I was gonna work there for a really long time. I had an itch to leave, but after you're like 3rd, 4th, even 5th year, it just gets so comfortable, especially in industries where you can move directions and kind of pivot positions and have new experiences. But one of the best things I've done for myself is leave Nordstrom after working there for 7 years and starting a career from scratch. I've had contract jobs, temp jobs. I've, done some risky things and taken some risks. Not only did it humble me, but I learned so much. So don't be scared to like leave a job. If you want to leave a job, line it up, figure it out. If you're happy there, great, do what you need to do. But if you're not happy in your job, and you've been in your job for a long time, and you've thought about leaving, start applying to jobs, go on interviews, get your feet wet. That's what I recommend. Another mistake that I have made is leaving or quitting a job without having a plan. If you want to leave your job and quit, like, you should 100% do that. I am like team do what you want. But be smart. There are so many opportunities out there to make money. When you leave your job without a plan, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes you can really dig yourself a hole. And once you get that new opportunity or that new job, you have to climb your way out of it financially, because you didn't plan for it. Even if that plan B is just temporary, at least have some type of job lined up or some type of income lined up so you can prepare yourself for your future. Another mistake I've made is not listening to my gut. This is a big one. There are so many opportunities at work where we think things can be better, or we have a great idea to share, or there are so many times that our gut is telling us to do something, to take this action, to speak up, to say something. and we don't, and we're like, I'm not experienced enough, I don't sound as like smart as A, B, and C, or whatever, like whatever insecurity you have. I have many. I've learned that I really have to go with my gut and be willing to make that mistake and be willing to sound stupid. One, your ideas or your thoughts or whatever you want to speak up about is probably really great. Whether or not the idea is like the right one for the situation, your input is so valuable, and so often so many of us don't speak up because we feel like our ideas aren't valid or our opinions aren't valid, but they are. Go with your gut, take that risk, feel stupid for a little bit. Those moments where you speak up, it is a part of that process. You're gonna make mistakes, like just be ready for them, expect it, and understand that those mistakes are gonna challenge you and they're gonna make you grow. Whether it's professionally, whether it's in your industry, whether it's just like relationship building, making mistakes and looking stupid is just a part of the process. I wish I wouldn't have been so afraid to look dumb, and I wish I would have just gone for it, listened to my gut, and just kind of dove in. Because if I would have done those things earlier, I'd probably be a little bit more forward in my career or in my dreams now. So, all right, so now let's recap. Number one, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So if you really, really, really want to do something, you should definitely go ahead and do it, but don't think it's going to be easier or it's going to be brighter or freer. Sometimes it is, but whatever job you have, it's not always going to be fun. Number two, don't let your ego get in the way. Life, everything is temporary and everything evolves. So even if you are super experienced in your area, there are so many people that know more than you and that are more experienced than you in other ways. So make sure not to let your ego get the most of you. However, confidence is really important. Don't get too comfortable or too scared to leave a job. A job is a job. You are the person who's gotten yourself to the point where you are now. So don't be afraid to dive into different things, challenge yourself in new ways. That's how we grow, and that's how we evolve as humans, as adults. And that's how we really continue to challenge ourselves. If you're gonna quit your job, have a plan. Have some kind of income lined up so you can either save money or have a temporary job in the middle. Do yourself a favor and have a plan. Lastly, just make mistakes. Listen to your gut. If your gut is telling you to say something, do something, whatever it is, listen to that. Some really amazing stuff has happened to me in my life because I've just been willing to look a little dumb and have judgment. So dive in. Like, this is life. We only get it once. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Listen to that thing in your gut that's telling you to do whatever you want to do and go for it. All right, guys, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe below. If you like the video, make sure to like it, or leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you like this kind of video? Do you prefer beauty? Do you prefer this? I think that's it. All love, all light. Mwah. Bye.
I breathe you in.